Hello, this is Kiva Sutton. Today I will be discussing some of the important aspects of selecting a wedding photographer. The first thing I'm going to discuss is style and quality. A lot of people ask, do you have more of a photojournalistic style? Do you shoot more candids? Are you more contemporary? Are you more trendy, more posy? I describe myself as a photographer who specializes in timeless classic beauty with a contemporary twist. The truth is though, a good photographer usually does a little bit of all these styles throughout the course of a full wedding day. They should be able to create a beautiful posed photo right next to a powerful candid. I would be cautious about selecting a photographer who only says they do one thing. They only shoot candids, or they only shoot with a couple lenses, or they only shoot natural light. That's like a professional golfer who only uses one club. Wedding photography is dynamic. There's many different environments throughout the course of one day. So what you really want is a professional who's an expert at using all their clubs. Another thing to keep in mind is that photography has trends and fads. If you wear glasses, you know this really well. Whatever glasses you just bought and you're wearing now, they're cool, they're trendy. Whatever glasses you had 5 years ago, you probably wouldn't wear them now because they're definitely not in style anymore. Well, photography is the same. If you settle on a photographer who's all about the most recent trend and the most recent fad, there's a very good chance that those photos are going to end up looking dated in a few short years. I would encourage you to look for clear, beautiful images with accurate colors and stunning compositions. Photos like that never go out of style. Black and white photography also never goes out of style. The next thing I'd like to talk about is quality. Quality can sometimes be a bit tricky to determine when you're looking at wedding photography. Throughout the course of a 6 to 12-hour wedding, even Aunt Hilda can get a few lucky shots, and so can your photographer. So how can you tell? It's a little tricky. The best way to determine whether your photographer has the goods is to ask them to show you all the photos that they delivered to a client from a recent wedding. Wedding photography is not about getting a few lucky shots or getting just enough photos to make their social media look pretty. Wedding photography is the ability of a skilled professional, moment after moment, hour after hour, to capture beautiful, well-lit, stunning images that all come together and tell one big, beautiful story of one of the most amazing days of your life. Here's the best thing to do. If you're gonna ask your photographer for a full set of photos from a recent wedding, do this. Ask for 2 sets. Ask for one set, all the photos they delivered to clients when it rained, on a wedding in the rain, and ask for another set of photos from a day with blinding sunlight straight overhead with no clouds in the sky. This is really all you need to see to determine quality. You will quickly be able to determine whether they can handle dark, dreary lighting all day, or whether they can handle very harsh, direct sunlight all day. I mean, this is the essence of why you're hiring a professional. Did they find a way, using what they had to work with, to make something beautiful? Did they create something magical and lasting and powerful no matter what the lighting conditions? Be wary of a photographer who says they are a natural light photographer, that they love natural light. What happens when the natural light is terrible? Wedding photography, you're in many different environments. You're indoors, you're getting ready, you're outdoors, you're in the shade, you're in the sun. It's raining, then it's nighttime, it's dark, then you go outside for nighttime photography. There's so many different environments, the light is constantly changing. Sometimes the natural light on certain parts of the day works, but a lot of the time it doesn't. Whether a light is coming from a strobe, a video light, a flashlight, a reflector, an open window, it's all light. Find somebody, hire somebody who knows how to use them all. The next thing I'd like to talk about is rapport. Rapport is important. Having somebody with positive energy around on your wedding day is fantastic. Just make sure they're also a true professional with the education and training to take beautiful photos and make you look gorgeous all day long, no matter what the lighting condition or the environment. The next thing I'd like to talk about is quantity. Here's a situation where all other things being equal, more is better. The more photos you receive, the more complete your story will be. For example, I usually deliver about 80 to 100 photos per hour of coverage. So for an average 10-hour wedding, I'm delivering somewhere between 800 and over 1,000 photos for that wedding. If you are considering a photographer who's only delivering 500 photos for the same wedding, well, there's a pretty good chance that your story is not going to be as complete and is going to have a lot of holes in it. If they're only delivering 500 photos for the same wedding instead of 1,000, they're only doing half the effort. And my guess is, who wants to work with somebody who's only giving them half of the effort or not putting 100% in? All right, so another thing that's really important, another thing that people do when they are selecting a wedding photographer is compare package to package to package. They'll line like 3 or 4 or 5 photographers up and they'll look at what they get in each package. If you don't have a budget, that's great. Get everything, get it all, go bananas. However, if you do have a budget, just focus on the best quality photos you can get for your budget. You know, if a photographer gives you 3 albums to entice you to book with them, but every time you open one of those albums you feel sad because you don't like the way you look and you don't like the quality of your photography, well, those albums really aren't worth that much. When you get your photography delivered, make sure it's delivered full size and all the photos are edited, and make sure you own your photography. If you have control over it, then you can make an album every year for the rest of your life, and every time you open one of the pages, you'll absolutely love it because you love the way you look and you love your photography. It's a drag to go back to the studio every time you want a print or you want a canvas or you want something edited. Make sure you have control. So try not to think about how much stuff you're going to get in your package, but instead think more about how much quality you're going to get in your package. After all, as soon as your wedding day is over, it's all about your photos. You will be dying to get them, and you will definitely care about how good they are. This brings me to the next topic, which is budget. You get what you pay for, so think how valuable they will be to you. Not only will you be taking your photography and posting it all over social media, and making your friends jealous for the next 10 years, but think of the long-term value. Think of your family. Your parents, your children's children, they will cherish these memories for many generations to come. For example, my most valuable possessions are my grandparents' wedding photography. In fact, I actually bought a waterproof, fireproof safe to keep these photos safe in, so my children's children can enjoy them, and they're actually going to be getting to know their great-great-grandparents through the stories that I tell and these photos, and that's amazing. Okay, so that's a wrap. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I hope this video has given you some insights into hiring your wedding photographer. I hope your wedding is more amazing and more dreamy than you ever hoped it would be. Cheers.